everybody, this is the Advanced Algebra Trig Pre-Calc week rundown for your last, which should be your last week of school. Some of you guys still have a couple things to do, but this should be your last week of school, so this will be dated on Tuesday, May 26th, because technically you have off tomorrow. But if you want to get a jump on everything, if you're at home and you didn't do anything for the holiday weekend, you might want to start getting things finished. So feel free to do that. All right, so this might be a little longer. I'm hoping it's not, but I need some important things I have to tell you. And if you think I forgot something, please email me and I will make sure to write those things down and address those in the Wednesday wake up video this week. This week I will only have this one and then the Wednesday wake up. All right. All right. So here we go. This week you guys are going to have two assessments. One of them is going to be on solving trig equations and the other one's going to be on proof. All right. Whenever you're doing the proof one, please make sure, I noticed this in some of the ones I got, that we don't orient it correctly. So I'm craning my neck. And then I have to like squint to see what's going on. Make sure that I can see it. Make sure that it's in focus. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but one thing I've noticed is my eyes are not doing very good now with all this on-screen time. So if you can make it a little easier for me, I'd really, really, really appreciate it. So please make sure that those are face forward. You're going to get 4 of those, just like last week's check, quick check. You're going to number the ones you want to do, and you're going to solve them. All right, and we'll get to more of that in a second. So you have those two assessments. You'll have one assignment that's on proof. I'm going to give you 2 videos, 2 instructional videos on proof. You might not need them, but I believe that I did these last week. I did 4 proofs. I did 2 and then, no, I did 2 and then 3. I think one of them was relatively short. So you can look at those and that should give you an idea of what you should be doing. And I'm going to have that on a Google Doc. It's like a worksheet. All right. Okay. So your last assessment is the proof assessment. That is going to be the last one. If you do it sooner, that's totally fine. But since I'm keeping that as the last one, I will leave a comment for you there that says you've passed after I get everything in. So I'll go back to that assessment. All right. So just know that that's the assessment that you're going to get rather than emailing each of you individually, which is kind of a pain. It's just easier for me to put that in the comments. All right. Also, whenever you're doing that one, what I noticed on the quick check, a lot of people were changing the cotangent squared to the cosine squared over, I think it was 1 over the, or was the cosine squared over 1 minus the cosine squared, which I'm going to tell you, it's right, but I wonder if you know if it's right. You can only substitute, for your purposes, you guys can only substitute using the reciprocal, the quotient, and the Pythagorean identities. That is it. Every one of your worksheets has been handpicked so that you can use those 3. So please don't use anything else online that you have either Googled, or these are not meant to be that difficult. All right. So just so you know, I had a bunch of you that did that, and I was like, oh, where did this come from? Did we Google this one or what? But I'm not going to accept it. You need to just substitute in the ones that you can with those 3 that I gave you. Also, if you find it might be difficult for me to kind of work my way through your proofs, you can draw arrows from one step to the other. You could number your steps if you want to. I don't really care. Some of you I had a hard time with. But just keep in mind, I have a lot of those to do, and they're difficult to grade as it is whenever the paper's in front of me, let alone being like, what's going on my screen? Huh? So just keep that in mind. All right. But you can only use those identities. That's what each of those was meant for. Okay. Again, I'm going to leave a comment that you passed the quarter, so then you passed the semester on that one. And also on the last 2 assessments that you get, remember you can do corrections. You will have up to 3 grades. You'll have a first score, second score, third score. I'm going to stick with that. I have a lot of grading to do at the end of this week, so you might not get quite as much feedback. So I'm not trying to be short with you or anything. Just know that it's like I have a lot of stuff to do. So I'm trying to get to everybody. So you'll get like first score, second score, and then third score or final score. Or if you get the 10 out of 10 right away, it's just your final score. So just know you get 3 times with those 2 assessments. All right. Everything this week is going to be due Thursday at 4, because what I'll do Thursday night, I'll kind of do what I do usually on Friday night, is I'll just start correcting things, see how far I get. And then hopefully some of you will know on Thursday evening if you've passed or not. Some of you might not know till Friday. It matters how much stuff I end up getting. All right. But Thursday at 4 will be all of their due dates for the homework, and then also the 2 assessments that you have. Keep in mind that if I get something from you after 4, I probably got a ton of other stuff before 4, and those are the things I'm going to do first. So if for some reason at the end of the night I don't have time to go through my emails, or my eyes or my head is hurting and I don't go through emails, just know that if you get it even at 4:01, there's a potential that it will not be corrected until Friday. Okay, I'm not really sure how Thursday is going to go. I know I have one group with one assessment, and I have 4 groups with 2 assessments, and that's going to take me a while to get to. Let's see here. Okay, Google Meet schedule. So for my Google Meet schedule this week, I'm keeping it very similar to what I've done in the past. I'm going to do Tuesday. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see that. Tuesday, you guys are from 1 to 1:20, and then I'll take questions from anyone from 2 to 2:30. Then Wednesday is a morning day because I have those meetings throughout the day. You guys are, as always, 10:40 to 11 o'clock, and then I take questions from anyone from 11 to 11:30. I am not doing a Google Meet on Thursday because I have to go to my classroom on Thursday morning and clean it out. So I have from 8 until noon, so I will not be at my computer from 8 until noon because I have to go over to Lincoln High School and clear out my room. But if you feel like you need a Google Meet, just email me and I will try to find a time that works for you sometime between like noon and 4. All right. So I just have a lot of stuff to do. Also with that in mind, that if I start getting some assessments in early, I may want to start to get some correcting done. So if you get things in early, like you might get a score because I'm just like kind of making sure I don't have a ton of stuff on Thursday night because I'm really kind of concerned about that. So you got my Google Meets. Grading. So grading, if you pass both the third quarter and the fourth quarter, you pass the semester. Remember, I think I talked about it recently where sometimes the percent doesn't work out where you are actually passing for the semester. I will change that. Please be patient with that because I cannot post my grades effectively until everybody is in. So what happens, let's say if Johnny has a pass and a D minus, and then it came out to fail for the semester, I can't go back. I can go and change it. I can. But then all of a sudden, all this late work comes in, and I got to keep posting all these other grades. What happens is his passing went now to failing. Just keep in mind, I really can't change grades until I get everybody's in. So if I give you, I might email you, I might just comment it. Just know that if you pass fourth quarter and you have a passing third quarter grade, you do pass the semester, even if IC doesn't say it until June like 11th when my grades are due, because like I said, I can change your grade, but then when everybody else's changes, it changes it back. So it doesn't even pay to do it till the end. If you're an athlete, I've told my girls this already. I'm only an assistant, so I don't really know how the grades are going to go for next year, but usually what it is you have to have a passing fourth quarter grade. So if you're one of those people who ends up, and this is not just in my class, if you end up with not passing fourth quarter, but you pass the semester, I would talk to your coach or Mr. Steve Pack and ask him, are we going to stick with the same rules as before? Because if you do, you need a passing fourth quarter grade. That's what it's always been in the past. Like I said, I'm not a head coach, so I'm not privy to the meetings that they have, but I have told kids, come on, get going, because even you should want to pass anyway, okay? So just so you know, that's my public servants announcements to any athlete. Usually we say fourth quarter grades are the ones that determine if you play in the fall. Keep that in mind. If you have a question about summer school, I would contact Mr. Tennis, Mr. Kornick, or Mrs. Eichmann, because if you don't get your passing grade, you'll be put into summer school. I know that some people actually want summer school if it's going to be contact, because this whole virtual learning doesn't work. So I get it, but I can't really answer any questions about that. And I don't know if they can until they know if they can open up Lincoln High School for like a summer school, like new redo of fourth quarter. So you might want to contact them. Or the other thing is your books and calculators. Hold on to those and keep your eyes open for and your ears open on the Lincoln High School communications on Facebook or email. There will probably be times when you guys can get those back in. Don't be keeping them. Don't destroy them because you will be fined for them. I have impeccable records. I have your names, what you owe me. Make sure that I get those things back. Your Friday reflections, I'll open those up maybe today. I don't know. Or Wednesday. But you got those one last time. I'll respond to you one last time. Some of you, we've had some good conversations. Also, kind of going back to grades. If you had a C or a D third quarter and you're like, I don't know about calculus, you have the option to take pre-calculus next year. So keep that in mind that if you feel like you're not ready for calc, or if you want to brush up on some things from this year in this class, you can take pre-calculus and you can get a grade for that. Kids have taken this class and taken pre-calculus, and it's been super helpful. Because they just got better at what they needed to do. I've not taught these kinds of kids that have taken it over, but I heard Mrs. Waniger say that a few of her kids took the combined class last year and they took pre-calc and they were very happy they did that. So if you kind of struggle a little bit, just know that's an option for you. Talk to your guidance counselors. Also, just like kind of at the end of this, I'm going to tell my kids, please, please, please be patient as I grade. If you're emailing me, just know that I could have other kids that I'm getting to first. I'm trying to do my emails first come, first serve. I go from the bottom, like not the most recent date, but the latest date, and I go from there. And I will check my email as much as I can. But what I noticed last week is I was on my computer way too much, and my eyes were killing me on Friday. And so I realized I probably can only be on my computer for 2 hours, and then I got to step away and step outside for a little bit and then come back. But just to give you an idea of like the amount of emails I get, all of your stuff was due Friday at 4, you guys. I looked at my emails. I have over 30 emails from Google about late assignments or resubmitted assignments. I don't know how long that's going to take me today. I'm going to try to get through as much as I can. But I'm pretty quick when you get things in on time. It's going to take me a while because I'll get like an algebra email. Then I have to get my algebra stuff out. Look at my algebra stuff. Go back into the algebra gradebook. Next email might be from you guys. Then I got to get my other, that went out. And I got to look at that key. And I got to make those corrections. So it takes me a long time. So 30 emails is going to take me a long time. Not really looking forward to that on a Sunday. So that's it. I'm really sorry I took too long with this. But you guys have really been doing well. Most of you guys are doing awesome. I know some of you are struggling, and what I've told a lot of kids that have struggled is, you know what, this is not for everybody. And it's not for me. As a teacher, I'll be honest. If I had to do this again, I'd be like, I don't know if I really want to do this again. And I like the in-person thing. That's my thing. I can handle this a little bit, but I know that I would struggle for a full year, and some of you guys have struggled for a full quarter. Just know that you will have, hopefully, a summer school option if you need that. But most of you guys are doing really well. So I appreciate all the hard work that you guys have been doing. Okay. So after I get this uploaded, you guys will have your homework soon put in there. And like I said, I'm going to start looking at some emails soon and get some late work in there for you. Okay. Have a great week. Hopefully the weather is nice today and tomorrow, that you get to enjoy the sunshine. And hopefully I do too. I don't have to be on my computer all day today. All right. Again, any questions, email me. Thank you. Have a good one.